Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about something pretty cool that we finally got some confirmation in regards to. So it finally seems that Rangiku is coming out. So they actually made a post about it. So she will be releasing in the 23rd of January, which is about 4 days from right now. So that is really good. I'm really excited about this just for a few things, and I actually want to go over them real quick. So the first thing is actually, let's see. So we're going to be able to get her, looks like, through some type of events. I'm really hoping that we're able to get her B6 and hopefully her copies as well for her weapon on the first day. Hopefully they don't, or at least maybe like anywhere from 1 to 3 days at most. I think it's a pretty good, reasonable time to be able to get most of her copies fully out. Before we actually start talking about her, there's one thing that I do want to show you guys, and let me know what you guys think. Just to see if I'm just, I don't know, crazy. So this is one of my videos that I posted 5 days ago, right? And if you look here, when you look at the third passive, it says that it's going to increase 60% extra damage against a technique by affected debuffs, right? Now if you look at the debuffs, when you clicked on it before, it used to say that it was freeze, lacerate, wound, and impale. Cool. So theoretically speaking, this meant that he was able to proc this passive by himself. However, if you actually go to Gin and you look at his third passive now after the corridor stamp update, now it says that ongoing debuffs include freeze and wound. So this is a little bit confusing because about a week ago you were telling me that there was like 4 different types of debuffs that was proccing this passive, but now you're telling me only freeze and wound is causing this. This does worry me a little bit because when I look at Rangiku, I'm really hoping that she's also causing some type of wound, because if she's gonna cause, like, let's say it's her Heineko mark or something and it's a completely different type of debuff, is it not gonna proc this? So I don't know if it's just like a error when it came to the translation or anything like that, but I really hope that it does proc it. And it's really hard to tell. Like, I really can't tell if he's still proccing his own 60% with ailment debuff, and it's really confusing because I don't know if the impale is actually counting as a debuff. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have been playing Gin consistently and if you guys feel any difference in his damage. But yeah, this is definitely one of the things that I just kind of want to touch base upon and let you guys know real quick. But now I definitely just want to show you guys a little comparison of what it would look like, damage differences when it comes to Gin. So the first team is the team that I'm currently using. All right, so keep in mind I'm using Kisuke as my support. I am using Aizen as a tactic, and my DPS is going to be Gin. Now you may be like, what are you trying to show me? Well, this should definitely give us like an idea of what the damage difference is going to be, because right now we're not getting that extra damage from having a debuffer on the team. So let me show you guys, right? So I'm going to use my Kisuke buff, obviously, so that I'm able to show you guys what with the attack buff and the crit damage, the difference it's going to look like. So let's go ahead and pop our skill and then do this. We're going to switch over to him and hold this, and then we're going to swap back to Kisuke. All right, so I'm going to look at that impale damage. That's crazy. All right, so 7.82. Okay, I mean, that's fine, but you were seeing what the ticks were looking like. Now if we actually swap out what's his name, Aizen, for Kaname, which is going to give us a debuff, right? And on top of that, I know that it's going to be wound. This it's going to show us what it looks like when it's impaled with a debuff. So let's do this again. We're going to hold skill to proc that debuff. Go back to Kisuke. Yeah. So you're looking at 2 pretty big differences of damage when it comes to it. So I feel like once Rangiku comes out, right? Because like I'm thinking of a good team. So I would probably rock, let's say, instead of Kisuke, I would have Rangiku. So I'm looking at Rangiku, I'm looking at Aizen, and on top of that, Gin. It should be pretty good, consistent, disgusting damage. So I'm really hoping that that's how it works, because she is supposed to be buffing Again, after all. Now, there is one last thing too that I just want to quickly mention as well. So if you look at Gen as well and you look at his actual piece, right? So it says each time a debuff on an enemy is triggered, the character's thrust damage is going to increase by 1.5 for 10 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. Upon reaching 10 stacks, technique damage and ultimate damage are increased by 25% and 25% respectively, right? So if, based on the wording that I showed you guys earlier, and let's say that Impel is not counting as an actual debuff itself towards Skin, and he's not even proccing that third passive, that means that this whole part right here of the third piece is not even working because there's no debuff to begin with. So if Rangiku comes out and she's like able to also give a debuff that benefits Skin, which to be honest, it should be like that, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be like that, then this third piece is going to be even bigger and even better for Gin, and the damage should definitely start ramping up even more. So that is definitely one of the things that I'm excited for to be testing out once she comes out. Now, let's also talk about stamps for Rangiku, because there's two options you can have. So the first one, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think this might be a good one for her, but I'm not 100% sure yet, though. It does increase element damage by 50%, and obviously she's going to be doing that as well. And based on the leak gameplay that we saw that I showed a while ago, I might post it actually up in the screen right now. She looks like she might be able to proc some pretty good damage for herself, unlike Momo, who, to be honest, doesn't do a lot of damage. Her kit is really good, though. She's a good buffer. But when it comes to her actually fighting in the field, she is just horrible. She's horrendous. Yachiro, again, good 4-star support for the Slash team, but she's just spectating. You use a skill, just swap out, and bam, that's it. You never really use her again. So I am hoping that Rangiku is a little bit more kind of like on-field character and does more damage. So I am looking forward to that. And so this is one of the options that I think is good. And the second one is going to be obviously the most basic one for support characters, which is this one, which is going to be after you pop your technique, it's going to gain a 10% boost for the whole team for 25 seconds. So if you do go for any, it doesn't matter which one you pick, I guess, but I guess this might be better just because it's for support. You just want to make sure you have ult damage, you have some element damage bonus, and some ult charges. So ult charge, element damage, and probably attack are going to be the go-to for Rangiku, I will assume. So that's what I'm going to personally start building and also working toward materials. So she is going to be a thrust unit for support. So if you're going to be farming her materials, just make sure that you are going, let's see, for what? So these ones are going to be the thrust ones right here. You will be need to farming some of these. And then you're going to be needing some of these, the thrust training scrolls as well. What's the final thing that I always forget that the characters need? Oh yeah, you need the hammers. I forgot for the weapons. So that's going to be another thing. So those are the things to look out for when it comes to building her. Oh, and where is this thing? I was gonna, yeah, the hollow elimination. You're gonna, so since she's gonna be a supporter, you're probably gonna need this one, the green ones. So I probably need to start farming them myself because I have one. I just used all of them on my Kisuke because I've been trying to work on him to get him better. But yeah, those are some of the things that I wanted to kind of talk about when it came to some of the kit of Gin and also Rangiku, which I'm also really hoping that she is going to help out Gin ascend even further, just because he's been doing pretty good damage, and my Aizen's been lacking a little bit behind. But I also have to keep in mind that Aizen is not being boosted right now. Only Thrust Team and Strike Team is being boosted as of right now, so you do have to keep that in mind. And the final thing real quick before I do head out is gonna be that, funnily enough, even though I got super unlucky, where the heck is it, man? I always get this confused. In Stamp Corridor, you're actually able to get her core stamp, which I have not been lucky to get hers. But right here, you're actually able to get her even though she's not in the game yet, which I think is pretty funny. But hey, it is what it is. But if you got lucky, that's awesome because you'll be able to equip it on her when she releases and you won't have to worry about that. But regardless, I think that's really all I wanted to kind of talk about, to be honest. There is some leaks and stuff of information about characters that's going to be releasing next, but I want to hold off on that. I'm also planning on making a video, some of the stuff that I do want the game to hopefully kind of change and make better, so keep an eye out for that. That being said, though, I hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys have been well as well, so I will catch you guys next time.